Locate the centroid x bar, y bar for the shaded area. So let's look at this and try to find the centroid of this. He wants to find x bar of y bar. The previous question, we could not find x bar because there was an image. The y-axis was in the middle, so the right side and the left side are equal, and you cannot find x bar, but you could find y bar at that location. Here you could find x bar and y bar. Let's look at it. So you can see that there is like 1/4 of a circle here, and you can see here there is a 3 inch by 3 inch, so there's a square and there is a triangle. So triangle, square, and 1/4 of a circle. But there is, you can see here there's an open space. So how could we get rid of this open space? Well, I will show you the trick. How could we get rid of this? So let's plot this like that. So it is the 1/4 of a circle is 3 inch, and the small open space according to the question was 1 inch, and the square is 3 inch. You can see it's 3 inch, and you can see that the circle radius is 3 inch, so this is 3, so 3 and 3, so 3 inch, and this is 3 inch, and of course it's the same thing, 3 inch all the way. Now the way we do it is, let's assume that there is no open space. Let's assume that there is 1/4 of a circle, square, and rectangular. So what is the centroid of triangle? The square, the centroid of a triangle is 1/3 from the base and 1/3 from the base. So you know that this is what? It's 3 inch, so 1/3 of that is 1 inch here. And of course it's 1 inch here too. So it's 1 inch from this side. You can see it's 1 inch from this side. This is the centroid of that triangle, and 1 inch from this side. This is the centroid of this triangle. So once we find this is the shape, let's call it shape number 3. Let's go to shape number 2. It's a square. The square, as we said, 3 inch, 3 inch. So the centroid is going to be in the center. Square. The centroid of the square is always in the center, and that's going to be in the middle. So it's going to be 1.5, 1.5, because 3 inch, center of that. And of course the same thing if you want to do it from here, 1.5. If you want to do it the other side, it's 1.5. Okay, now 1/4 of a circle. The 1/4 of a circle has this strange centroid, and this centroid is, you should put it in your sheet. It's 4r over 3 pi. So the centroid of half a circle, 1/4 of a circle, it's 4r over 3 pi. So you do it like this. You know that the radius is 3. You know that the radius is 3. So 4r over 3 pi, r is 3 inch, so 4 times 3 over 3 pi, that is 4 over pi. So of course it is 4 over pi from the x-axis and 4 over pi in the y-axis. Now let's find the coordinates and the y bar and x bar for the following shape. I'm assuming that this open space is covered, but I will take it later on. I will subtract it later on, because this is, here is open. So this opening has to be taken into consideration later on when you find the final calculation. So if you look at this new opening, the small 1 inch here, we'll just take care of it at the end. Now let's do the segment. Segment 1. What is the area of segment 1? Now remember, the area here, we are talking about 1/4 of a circle. So 1/4 of a circle is pi over 4 times r squared. What is r? 3. So pi over 4 r squared, 3 squared, the r. So this is 9 pi over 4. That is the area of segment 1. Segment 2, this is a square. 3 times 3. 3 times 3. Segment 3, of course, it is rectangular. Triangle. Triangle is 1/2 3 times 3. So 1/2 3 times 3. So once we find the area, now let's find x bar. X bar was the first one. What is the distance between the centroid and the y-axis? That's x bar. What is the centroid distance from the x-axis? And that is the y bar. So let's find the x bar. X bar is this one, 4 over pi. So 4 over pi is x bar. That's an inch. And what is y bar? Y bar is this one, from the x-axis, 4 over pi 2. Okay? Now you multiply x bar times area, 4 over pi times this. You can see pi over pi, and 4 over 4, so it's 9. And you multiply y bar times area, 9 pi over 4 times the y bar, pi with pi, 4 with 4, so it's 9. So x bar A is equal to 9. That's for segment 1. And y bar A is equal to 9. So we are done from this. Now let's go for segment 2. What is the area? The area is, as we said, it's a square. It's a 3 times 3. Now let's find x bar. X bar, you can see that the x bar, which is the distance from the centroid to the y-axis, and you can see that we just put it like this. So this is in the negative x. So the y bar, I mean the distance between the y-axis, which is like the x bar. The x bar, it's minus 1.5 because we are on the negative x-axis. So minus 1.5. How about the y bar? The y bar, it's the distance between this centroid and the x-axis. And the x-axis. That is the y bar. The y bar here, we are in the positive y, so it's 1.5. So area times x bar minus 13.5. Area times y bar, it is 13.5. We find x bar A, y bar A. Now let's look at the last segment. You can see, first of all, if you want to find out x bar, the distance from here to the y-axis, and again, this is in the negative axis. So this is 1/3 of the base. 1 plus 3, that's 4. And remember, this is negative, so minus 4. And also at the other side, it is in the x-axis, the y bar. This is in the positive y, so this is 1. So 1. So this times minus 4, that's minus 18, and this times 1, this is 4.5. So we find x bar A and y bar A for segment 1, 2, and 3. Let's look at the last segment. Right now, now we have to account for the small space, for the open space here, the 1 inch space. We should subtract, since we find out everything, for there is no open space. Now we should account for the open space and make it a minus this. So what is the area here? It's pi over 2. This is the full circle. Pi over 2 times r squared. What's r squared? 1 inch. So we should put the area. But this area, again, it is a minus because we accounted here for there is no open space. Now we have to subtract that small space, the 1 inch. So it's pi over 2 times 1 squared in the minus. Okay. Now, since we have it like that, and since we are dealing with the x-axis in the center, now you remember we were talking about the space. It's 4 r over 3 pi in the y-axis. We are at the center. It was in the center here. So there is nothing called x bar here. There's no x bar. There is no distance between the y and the centroid. The whole thing is in the center of that small circle. Only there's no x bar, but there is y bar. Okay, so the y bar is equal 4 times r over 3 pi, and r is 1 inch, so 4 times 1 over 3 pi, that's 4 over 3 pi. Now this times 0 is 0, and this times this, you could cancel out pi with pi, 4 with 2, so it's going to be minus 0.67 because you're going to account for everything else. That is x bar A, y bar A. Now you sum everything, you'll get minus 22.5. You sum all the y bar A, you'll get 26.3. Once you get all of this, you should find all the sum of the area, 18.9978. And now x bar is equal summation of all x bar A's over summation of areas. So this is the x bar A summation over the area. You'll get minus 1.18, which is almost minus 1.18 inch. And the y bar is summation of all the y bar A, so all these 26.33 over the same summation of areas 1.39 inch. So x bar y bar is found in this example.